phone rings,
Yeah.
do you say yes?
Just because the phone rings doesn't mean that that customer, number one, knows what you do. They just think they do. Now, in the past, we probably would have just said yes, which I think most pool companies kind of just say yes, unless it's so far out. Say you're a fiberglass pool builder and you don't even have a clue how to build a vinyl liner pool. You're not necessarily going to say yes. Now, what you might do is say, yeah, let me talk to you about fiberglass. If someone said, I have to have a vinyl, I have to, and you go, well, let me talk fiberglass to you, it's kind of wasting both people's time. But if there's any sense of, well, I think I could do this, most people would jump on it and go, let's set up an appointment, let's go. And that's okay, but it's non-productive time. Instead, let's take the calls that make sense, that work within a model that we want to work in. And I know everybody tells you the customer is always right and all of that. Understand they're not your customer yet, so they're not right. Now, not saying they're wrong, but not necessarily right for you. And if they don't fit for whatever reason, it's okay to say no.
The customers, there is the saying the customer's always right, but what we've learned is the customer is not always right. And if the customer is not right, then they're not your customer.
And it doesn't mean they're wrong, they're just not right for you. They're just not right for me. And that was another big distinction. Instead of thinking everyone was right, a lot of times a customer gets your number wherever. They're emailing you or they're calling you, and they really don't know what you do. They could have spent 13 hours on our website and still not fully understood what we do, and they might call. It's still up to us to decide whether they're right for us or not. It's not up to them. And that was a big paradigm shift for me. Instead of me working into every customer's paradigm and trying to squeeze my way into them, it became this, can they work into what we do? Are they going to meet those criteria? Could I, on the construction end, can it be of a level of creativity that I can enjoy to do and think about all day long and all night long when I'm dreaming? I'm still building this stuff because I love it. Will they fit to that? Can I do it at a pace that's going to make sense? Because again, if someone's anxious and over whatever, it's not going to work for me. You know my style. And same thing, all of those criteria, and will I enjoy it? If they fit into that, they make the cut to the next step. They don't know that until they call.
So one of the ways that we've tried to prepare people for the way that we work, because we got very, very clear on what it was that we wanted to be doing, is to start telling the story through video. And one of the ways we do that is on-the-spot interviews with Al, talking about just this thing. Some of these topics might be things that people would be hesitant to put on their website. Maybe we feel like we'll be alienating people if we talk about exactly what it is we want. What we found is it's a super way to share with people exactly from Al's own words what it is that we're looking for. So let's talk a little bit more about that.
Well, why pretend?
Because I'll sell more stuff.
It's true, because we've been taught to pretend.
Yeah.
We've been taught to not really say how we feel or act. We're taught to just sort of smile at everybody. And yes, be nice to everybody for sure. I do think on that point, we've had an awful lot of people say to us, we hired you because you were willing to share it all online with us, the homeowners, but equally with the peers in the industry that would look at your stuff. And because we're transparent, because we don't want there to be those secretive processes, I think that's really helped us. And that was a big flip for me, is that let's share everything. Let's share it all. And as a result, people feel more comfortable. They don't feel like there's any hidden stuff, because there isn't. We're eliminating that can I trust this guy thing, because we're going, here it all is. Instead of trying to hide all your skeletons in your closet and make it, paint it to look pretty and then have the skeletons fall out, instead we go, here's the closet doors, open up, here, take a look.
So some examples of the things that we talk about are on the job site. We'll talk about the projects that really gets Al excited. We'll also talk about homeowner characteristics. What are the characteristics that he really enjoys in homeowners, and what is he looking for in future work? We also talk about the ways that he's different, the artistic elements, and a little bit of philosophy. You may be one of the only pool builders that I've found online that talks about your why, your innermost motivations, and the philosophy behind the things that you do. And I think that really resonates with the people that we've decided we'd really like to attract as our clients.
Well, I think with that, we know we're not for everybody. We just know that. No one's for everybody, we just think we are. We think we can be all things to all people, we never can be. But I'm really open in saying, not everybody's going to like me. Not everyone's going to like our style of business, and that's okay. But the ones that we resonate with are the ones that we can have a great relationship and do great business with. That's at all levels. We're just operating at a certain level of what we do, but it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what the product in the industry that you're selling is. From the pool end, if you're selling above ground pools or even blow up pools up to, again, the millions of dollar pools, it's the same. They're different socioeconomic levels and you handle them each differently, but the process is really the same. So being transparent, being open, understanding that not everyone is for you, because I'm not going to attract every customer, and that's okay. Now, every customer may look, and 95 might say no and walk away, that's okay. But the 5% that stay, I build a business around. So it doesn't matter what you're selling, the process is really the same.
I'd like to talk a little bit more about the videos that we put together. One of the things that I found in putting together these clips is we have hours and hours and hours of content on our website. The rule of thumb with our videos is try to keep them short and sweet. So some of them are 30 seconds to 2 minutes long, and there might be an occasional interview or something that tends to go a little bit longer, maybe a showcase. What I found is that by putting all of this content in different styles, different lengths, different topics on the website, people can pick and choose what they're interested in. So I might put a video out of Al doing a backflip off of a grotto, and maybe 3 people see it, but maybe one of those 3 people calls and says, I have to have a grotto that you did that backflip off of. And every customer that comes to our website doesn't have to watch every video because we've given them such a variety. There's a lot that they can choose from.